What's happening in the Middle East is, you can think of it as if the Middle East, because of their oil reserves, sneezes, the world catches a cold. This is a big issue. The point is that you've got two of the largest consuming countries in the world, the United States being number one, China being number two and closing fast, and it's predicted that China is going to become the largest consumer nation in the world in the foreseeable future. We're very dependent on oil. And when that reserve or that capability dries up, literally, and we don't have the ability to buy cheap oil, then that drives everything up. There's one area that the Center for Value Chain Research has a lot of expertise in, and that's the confectionery industry. When you take a look at the confectionery industry, we've got companies like Hershey, Mars, and Just Born that makes the Marshmallow Peeps. And these industries are all reliant on products such as cocoa, corn sweeteners, but raw materials and grains that come from where? They don't come from the U.S. These come from the exotic countries like Africa, especially West Africa. They come from Indonesia. They come from places that are thousands of miles away from the manufacturing facilities here in the U.S. So with petroleum going up, the consumer is ultimately going to pay, because it's not going to be absorbed by the companies that manufacture these products. It's going to be absorbed by the consumer. So what's going to happen with these costs going up? The consumer is going to be more discretionary in terms of what they buy. Well, there's a few things that are happening. One is that you can think of putting more fat in the lean. You talk about jargon. I think a lot of people can relate to what lean is, but it means doing more with less, or doing as much as you can with what you have. In the case of a supply chain, what companies have been focusing on, especially with the economy in the tank the last 3 years, is removing inventory. So they've become very lean with very little inventory, which means really very little reserves, very little cushion to any disruptions. So what's happening now is that when it's taking longer to get products, or it's taking more cost to get products from A to B, companies are saying, we don't have enough inventory in our system. We're going to have to add some inventory back.